Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole with Alice Hatter. My name is Alice Hatter, and I was born and raised in New Orleans. Today's episode is titled Aliens. Now, the other day, I was checking the news like I normally do, and what I found absolutely baffled me. I couldn't believe my eyes, you guys. 3 former military officials told Congress that they believe the government knows much more about UFOs than it's telling the public. I'm going to stress this again. On the actual news in Congress, there are 3 former military officers whistleblowing on the U.S. government for keeping secrets about UFOs. UFOs, also known as UAPs, which means unidentified aerial phenomena, or we can call it what it is. It's aliens. It is aliens. Aliens. You guys, if I'm being honest, this is the only thing to come across my news feed since maybe 2019 that gets me excited for the future. My favorite movie growing up was 𝔅londe, Girl of the 21st Century. I resonated with this movie deeply as a child. To date, it is by far the best Disney Channel original movie ever made. Try me. 𝔅londe is the best Disney Channel original movie ever made. Being an actual girl of the 21st century, I must say I am incredibly disappointed with the way things are going. Disney fed us lies. Disney fed me lies about what high school would be like. It's nothing like High School Musical. And it also lied to me about what the future would be like in the 21st century. Let me make this very clear. I'm supposed to be on a space station eating hydroponically grown plants and conducting experiments on extraterrestrial mineral and rock samples from other planets. But in reality, flash forward to now, in reality, there is not one single space station for your girl to study extraterrestrial rocks. And let me express the immense disappointment that I have because of this. It's Disney's fault. They're always lying. Now, personally, I've had 2 alien experiences in my life. The first one was not scary at all. It was actually very beautiful. The childhood apartment I grew up in was on the 2nd floor of a house. My mother was a single mother of 3. I'm not sure how she did it. I mean, you try finding a 4-bedroom apartment in New Orleans. We really lucked out with this apartment. Anyway, my mom turned the sunroom of this apartment into a bedroom for me. It was at the front of the house. 2 out of the 4 walls were windows. She made curtains for me by hand for the other 2 window walls. But sometimes, after my mom would tuck me in for the night, I would sneak out of bed and go open one side of the curtain so I could look at the night sky as I was drifting off to sleep. That was the one thing I really loved about that room. There was one night in particular that I remembered. I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. I opened the curtains after my mom tucked me in that night. I went to go lay back down in my bed. I was looking at the stars and the sky and, my neighbor's house because it was there. It was a white house across the street, and against the white house, I saw a UAP. I didn't know what it was at the time. This UAP was unbelievably gorgeous. What I saw was the outline of a cube. Everything about the cube was transparent, with the exception of a magnificent rainbow outline that just kept changing colors. The rainbow outline of this UAP was changing colors like the road on Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. But this cube suddenly vanished in a blink of light. I was just kind of in awe. I was like, did I really just see that? I didn't feel the need to go wake my mom. I didn't get the sense it was bad. It was really beautiful. I wasn't scared or anything. Didn't seem harmful. It was just very out of the ordinary. A few moments later, the rainbow cube outline reappeared higher up in the sky. It was higher up than my neighbor's second floor, where I had seen it just moments before. It was much further in the sky, closer to the moon. I suspect whatever it was or is, it's from a planet that has much more advanced battery options than lithium-ion. Given the rate at which it could travel from one place to another in the sky, there's no way it was on a lithium-ion battery. We're in the 21st century and we still can't find the resources to travel outside of our Milky Way when there are photographs of thousands of millions of galaxies that look like ours and we just can't reach them. Someone please work on improving these outdated batteries. We've been stuck on this floating rock in space with lithium-ion batteries since 1985. Seriously? You guys, it's been 38 years since our batteries have had an update. You want to know how many times my iPhone has updated since 1985? It's more than you can count. Our military and NASA desperately need to get back to basics on batteries to progress the human race further. My second alien experience happened early Saturday morning on July 28th, 2023. It was a lot more intense, a lot less. It was much more terrifying. And before I start this story, I want to make it clear that as a child, I used to see things. I could see angels, demons, ghosts, you name it, I saw it. Even UAPs. Not that I had any idea what that was, since I was only a child. I was around 10 years old when I asked God to stop showing me things. I saw a horrifying demon above me in our hotel room in Florida on one trip. After that happened, I asked God to stop showing me things. It was too scary and I didn't want to see it. I never saw another thing after that until moving into the apartment I live in today. It was Friday night around 6:45 p.m. I was super sleepy. I just wanted a nap after work. I try and fight this feeling as hard as I can, but sometimes I just need the nap. This Friday, I was too exhausted not to take a nap. I woke up from the dreaded after-work nap around 9:45 p.m. I dread after-work naps because I have a hard time going to sleep after the after-work nap, and then I can't go to bed. I took a Zyrtec because I was recently prescribed it to take before I go to bed. I took the Zyrtec around 9:45 p.m. when I woke up from my after-work nap because I'm supposed to take it before I go to bed. Anyways, I'm mentioning this because I've only been taking this medication at night for about a week. And I had no side effect. I just felt good after I take it because I'm a walking allergic reaction. I'll break out in hives right next to you, especially if you're carrying a rat or some kind of critter. But regardless, it could have been legit aliens. It could have been the Zyrtec. It felt like legit aliens, which makes me feel uneasy. but drugs do weird things to people sometimes. So I feel it's worth mentioning the Zyrtec. So I woke up, it was almost 10 p.m. I took the Zyrtec and logged into Destiny 2 to play, while my awake mind and tired body fought with each other over whether or not I was deserving of more sleep that evening. I played Destiny 2 until about 3:30 a.m. The time surprisingly flew by. I rarely stay up that late, but for whatever reason, I was doing really well in the game and having a lot of fun. So I was like, whatever, let's just stay up, Alice. It's Friday. Live a little. Once I realized it was almost 3:30 a.m., I got myself and my puppy ready for bed. We were laying in bed, and as I went to close my eyes for the first time that morning to go to sleep, I saw a large, bright green flash in my eyeballs with my eyes closed that I had never ever seen before. And this happened as soon as I closed my eyes. My eyes instantly popped right back open, like scared, like, am I having an aneurysm or something? Like, WTF just happened. I laid in bed with my heart racing. As I opened my eyes following the very large, bright green flash, I saw what looked like a mag light flashlight by my windows in my living room. It looked like a white orb with another glowing white ring around it. Like when someone is pointing a mag light flashlight at you? It kind of looked like that from my bed. But I have all the windows in my apartment blacked out to save on electric, so I knew it was not someone pointing a flashlight in my window. This UAP was floating by the windows in my living room near the laundry room. It was just floating there. And like the white was like moving. It wasn't just like a light, it was like moving. It was just floating there, and I was seriously freaked out. I put my head under the covers and started praying. It's just how I was raised. I was like, Lord, please help me out of this. Lord, when I move the cover, make it be gone. I moved the cover. And wouldn't y'all believe God loves playing jokes on me? It was still floating there. The prayer hadn't worked yet. I quickly put my head back under the covers. I prayed more. But all of a sudden, I felt tingling in my brain. My mind just felt more slow. I came to and realized my prayers had turned into me repeating the same few Spanish words over and over again in my mind. When I realized this, I popped my head out of the blanket, and the mag light looking orb was still floating in the corner of my living room. Then I heard a small laugh in my head, nothing too crazy, and it felt like I had a rubber band attached to my thoughts and my cranium, and someone was just like pulling out my thoughts. It was very difficult to control what I was thinking during this experience. Then I heard it say, "We're looking for believers." My entire body just felt tingly, and I'm telling you, it felt like there was some kind of rubber band pulling out my thoughts or controlling my brain. I have never experienced a feeling like that. I've never had it wasn't a migraine, it wasn't a headache, it wasn't a dream, it wasn't a nothing. It was something I've never experienced before. Then, from the window behind my bed, literally right above my head, a huge yellow, white, and gold spark went shooting from behind the glass of my bedroom window all the way to the floating orb in the living room. There was a huge white flash, and they were both gone. My puppy slept through the entire thing. Mind you, this was all silent. I put my head back under the blankets and my heart was racing even more. I was panicking, like having a legit panic attack at this point. I felt drained, like emotionally drained. I felt crazy. Felt like I was honestly losing my mind. Then I popped my head out of the blanket one last time to make sure they were both gone. It seemed like they were, until the light in my living room turned on by itself. It was back under the covers for me, that light just turning itself on. It was enough to give me a heart attack. I was nearly in tears. I knew my grandma had seen an alien before. I tried calling her, but she was sleeping and didn't pick up. Then I tried calling my mom. She answered, and she's seen aliens too. When she answered, the light in my dining room mysteriously turned itself off. I can't explain this. I explained to her what happened and how freaked out I was. She stayed on the phone with me until about 6 a.m. I knew they would be totally gone by at least 6 a.m. I think the aliens have a contract with the FBI that they cannot be out in our world's public past 6 a.m. because I just kept getting this feeling that they had to be home by 6 a.m. It's funny, they've got a curfew. But it's later than Cinderella's. Ka-chink. But yeah, you guys, 3 former military officers are whistleblowing the U.S. government about aliens. About aliens. And y'all better count me in. I've always wanted to be an intergalactic geologist, mineralogist, gemologist. You know, these guys have been keeping secrets from the people for decades. The people deserve to know the truth about one of the most exciting things in life, the extraterrestrial. We want to know. And these guys have been following me around for weeks at the gas station, getting tacos at Walgreens. I see y'all. If you want me to be a part of the FBI, just ask. Call me Xenon and dress me in black. Let's go find some aliens. And yeah, sure, I get pissed off. I say stuff I don't mean. I'm human, we all do it. Words are like a tube of toothpaste. You can't unsay something you just said, no matter how badly you want to take it back. You know? No matter how much you want to get the toothpaste back in the tube, we all know it's not going back in. You cannot unsay things that you said to someone. But if I'm being honest, I don't want any of us to die. Not a single person. I think if there is a way for humans to team up with the extraterrestrial to improve the outdated lives of our lithium-ion batteries and near horrifying medical procedures, we would all live happy and healthier lives. And I'm sure there are good aliens and bad aliens. I believe my first alien experience was from a positive alien from a good planet. I believe my second experience was from a questionable planet. I think it's like anything. There's good and bad. I do agree with Musk that if we do not find a way to easily travel to other planets, our fate was set by the dinosaurs millions of years ago. We know what happens if you can't evacuate a place that's going under. We have to find a way off this planet. We have to allow the extraterrestrial to bring mankind together during a period of intense differences within our communities. These highly respected government officials whistleblowing makes me excited for the future. It is giving our youth hope. I worry what will happen to them and how they'll be treated by the government. But I cannot thank these 3 men enough for giving me hope in a recently hopeless society. Justice is rarely served. I hope the whistleblowers are treated well. I hope the government understands the importance of being honest with their citizens. As a young American, I will voice that the government secrets on aliens and laws banning certain things are outdated. If we're going to continue to be the most powerful nation, we need to do more research on the things that have been fed lies to us by our government. We need to become a groundbreaking country again. We need to update the court system if we want to help those who are in pain and suffering. The court system is such a nightmare that it truly makes me think the government doesn't want to help those in need. And y'all government officials need to stop lying to our country's citizens. You're keeping us dumb on purpose so you can live in the lap of luxury, and it's disgusting. Open up our country for discussion. This obsession with aesthetics is mind-numbingly boring. A country that is open and honest and communicating with their citizens will see immense growth, rather than the immense increase in poverty I have witnessed throughout my 20s. This will allow us as a nation to progress within science. Everything in our country needs an update. Let's get real. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay extraterrestrial, and zoom, zoom, zoom.